Hello, welcome to another episode of I Understand Nation. Oh man, we got some great artists in the lineup.
Yep.
So I just don't want to waste any more time because I don't want to get to this first one. This first one's really good. So
Right?
Nick, our dude, you know what to do.
All right. Well, so the first one is a band called Quartz with their song Blaze. I've been following Quartz for a little while now since I saw one of their covers.
Okay.
Didn't know they were actually planning to debut. I thought they were kind of just doing YouTube kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like a cover group.
But really cool. So this is their debut single, and yeah, very rock.
Very rock. Heavy metal, even.
Yeah.
And if you guys been watching this for a while, I've said before, like, this is something that I've been really wanting, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're giving it. So,
I'd say if you like Dreamcatcher, you're going to really like this group.
if you like Dreamcatcher and you wish Dreamcatcher was more rock than just
Yeah,
pop
especially
rock.
if you like Chase Me, those kind of more heavier rock songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, like especially like the earlier Dreamcatcher from earlier, closer to their debut.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so, it's like this is not a. I feel like this is not really like an idol group
No.
that is posing as like a rock band. Like this is a legit rock band.
Yeah.
I mean, like what you were saying earlier, Nick. They did a bunch of rock covers earlier before they debuted.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are a legitimate band. Yeah, they're playing their own instruments. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if they're actually under a company.
From what I saw, they were under a company. It was, let me look that. It was Rolling Star Entertainment. I don't know if, considering the name is Rolling Quartz, I don't know if that's got a lot of correlation. But
yeah, if like maybe they founded a company for this band.
Yeah.
Kind of like we've seen others do.
yeah.
So,
But this was a really good debut single.
yep. I have no complaints. So, I mean, okay. I guess my only complaint is, where were they earlier?
Right.
I needed this in my life sooner. So,
Because it says that they debuted in August of 2019, so they've been active for a while.
yeah, they
that debut is probably
When they first started.
probably maybe when they first started their channel, maybe.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because this one
Because
is
obviously
titled.
this is their actual
Yeah.
debut.
Yeah, this was titled their official debut single.
Yeah,
So,
official debut single, but like when they formed was probably in like August of 2019.
Yeah. So with this song, I mean, it really does kind of check off all the boxes for what you would expect out of a heavy metal song. And I mean, like again, you got your you even got your guitar solo in there. Not as shreddy, as I thought it would be. But
Yeah, I think they still maintain pop rock elements.
Yeah.
And that probably caters more towards the market in general.
yeah, it's definitely more mass
'Cause-
market appeal.
Yeah, from what I know, pop rock is far more mainstream than like metal or new metal or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, when I first saw this group, one thing that like originally came to my mind is the collaboration aspects with this group, because obviously they play the actual instruments.
Yep.
So we see a lot of times collaborations is usually like one member from one group and one member from another group collabing, right? We don't usually see full group collabs because it creates like 14-member group, and it's a hassle to worry about positions and stuff like that. But inside of something like this, there's a lot more potential for collaboration, because you have the members playing instruments plus one singer with potentially another group, you know. I think the collaborations could be really cool for this group in general, provided their company is open to it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing in the comments like people saying like, oh, we should do like a collab with like, well, obviously Dreamcatcher, but like besides Dreamcatcher, Alexa was another one that was pointed out there. Like, I think Alexa would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Because you could kind of take like one of those that kind of metal sound and merge it with Alexa's kind of cyberpunk theme like music. I think you get a great fusion right there. I forgot what you call that. So,
what when you have like EDM and
metal and
metal?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd just be like they probably just do like new metal.
Okay.
Which would be more like grunge industrial.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely possible for the collaborations with like two groups here. I mean, obviously like Dreamcatcher is like what everyone's mind jumps to first.
Yeah.
They're in the same genre, plus also their vocals are more oriented towards rock anyway. Dreamcatcher. So that works very well there. I wonder if Rolling Quartz I haven't seen it, but I wonder if they've covered Dreamcatcher songs. They've had to, right?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm definitely going to check out their YouTube though. But like, and when we say metal, we don't mean like where the vocals are like gravelly or like almost like screamo or whatever. But it's like the vocals are really like smooth.
It's the rock vocals.
Yeah. I like we said, there are pop rock elements. I feel like this version of metal fits more in line with typically like what like KRock defines as metal.
Yeah, because what I was thinking is like you're thinking of death metal.
Yeah.
With the
yeah, it's not really very screamo at all.
Yeah.
But this metal is much more in line with like you know, KRock, J metal, stuff like that. But man, I like the second I heard like the vocals and stuff, I was like, I was pretty sure they were under a company because the vocals were so well produced.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, like there is like inside of K-pop, there's a very easy way to tell the difference between like an actual produced vocal and someone who's kind of had their own natural vocal growing. And there are kind of nuances into that, and you could tell her like she had vocal training, probably under a company, because those little nuances that come from a person developing their own vocals just really weren't there.
I mean, definitely that does have like a bit of that commercial feel.
Yeah. Also, the video production was very good.
It was amazing. I actually enjoyed that it didn't go into the stereotypical rock like debut where it uses a lot of black and white and lighting for that. They use color. They use a lot of dark colors, which fit very well with the aesthetics. But it wasn't like overly done where it was just black, and yeah.
On top of more black, maybe with some red.
Yeah, it really enhanced the features of the group itself, and I think it was really well done for the music video.
I'm also really like, it's also really nice to hear that they went a little more harder on the approach inside of rock.
Yep.
Because obviously we have groups that cover the very soft rock approach, right? Day 6 has covered that in the past.
Yep.
We have Dreamcatcher, where it's a little more harder than Day 6, at least like near debut Dreamcatcher.
And nowadays they're kind of a lot more popish.
A little bit, yeah. They've kind of strayed away from that rock sound. I mean, we heard with Boca that was Latin inspired.
Yep.
You know, So with Rolling Quartz coming out and taking over that kind of area, it's really nice. It really fills out that category, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also nice because like a rock or metal group debuting, the market's not oversaturated.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of, like I said, it kind of fills out that market a little bit better, but also it gives you a little more variety in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and plus the fact that they're an
I mean,
actual band, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like kind of like Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher isn't an actual band. I mean, they're a girl group.
Yep.
Well, used to be an actual band. Anyway, so.
Oh, right? Like, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, Minx, right?
Minx, because when I knew of Minx, they were like an actual, just like a girl group that didn't play their own instruments or anything like that.
I'm pretty sure that was their original concept. Anyway, but like, there's no actual like full-on bands that have like near metal as their concept.
Yep.
And so if they stick with this, I'm more than happy to give them listens.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, you know, we hear or like we discover like new ballad artists, but it's like, what differentiates this ballad artist over the other ballad artist, right? Because there's a lot of ballad artists, and that market's very oversaturated. But so like, I like the fact that the market's not just like overflowed with bands inside of this like new metal.
Yep, and this definitely gives it a much more Western appeal as well.
Oh yeah,
by going that route. So.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like rock is still a very big thing in like America. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not talked about a lot, but it is definitely still here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just taken for granted that rock exists.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I sent this music video to my friends who actually really enjoy rock. I'm like, oh yeah, these guys would absolutely enjoy this kind of rock music.
Did they really?
They haven't replied to me yet because they're not awake. But
oh, okay.
they are night owls, so I'll probably hear it at like 10 p.m. or something.
Okay.
But no, I honestly think this is something, if you like rock music, or if you know people who like rock music, it'll actually be really good for them, and especially if you want to get them into Korean music as well. It is a really good entryway.
I mean, if you're trying to get them into Korean music, I wouldn't say that this is a really an entryway, because there really isn't a whole lot like it within the general Korean music group.
I guess.
So.
The only way you could really do that is introing them, like, I guess would be getting them hooked on Dreamcatcher, and then through that
might.
Dreamcatcher would be a gateway group for more rock, because you could intro them into debut Dreamcatcher, which is more rock inspired.
Yeah, you're probably
I think we're trying to use Rolling Quartz for that. Like, you're just setting them up for disappointment.
Yeah, the only thing you could do is intro them with Rolling Quartz and then introduce them to Dreamcatcher.
Yep. And then segue your way into like
Day 6.
Yeah, but that's a lot of segues.
Yeah. That's.
Alright. Is there any more that we can say, or should we move it on?
Yes, we can go ahead and move it on. What we got up next is. I think I messed up my order again.
So what we have next is going to be VERIVERY with DIY. I think it's. Doesn't it have like 2 titles? I couldn't really figure. Oh.
So it's like, because it's a DIY MV, so they produce it themselves.
Okay, yeah, because I still can't read Hangul very well, so I'm like, alright, I'm going with the word DIY.
Alright, well, now Nick, take it away,
Alright.
man.
So VERIVERY, I mean, first off, I was surprised at how well produced this was. Usually when a song is produced by, like, or when, like, song and MV is produced by a group, I expect, like, somewhat of a lower quality.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Third Eyes on Air. You know, it was a self-made MV.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like it's a bad quality MV. It's just not a high budget or anything like that with highly edited.
Right.
It's kind of like it was much more of like what you'd expect out of like a TikTok video.
But I mean, this was like a legitimate MV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what you would expect from a normal label produced MV.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure they had funding from the label and like resources given to them by the label, but the label was like do it yourself kind of thing.
Yep.
But man, I was so impressed.
Oh yeah.
Very, very impressed. Yep.
And I really like the song as well.
Yeah, so for I was gonna say like, at first I was taken away by the song, and then afterwards I realized like, that was a DIY MV. Like they did it themselves, and like, because like I just took it for granted, like, oh, it's an MV produced by the label. Like actually no, it's produced by the group themselves.
Yeah, and it's really well done. Like the use of the transitions was so amazing.
And the set pieces that they used too.
Yeah, like how they and I really in the beginning how they use like the smoke effect to kind of transform the members to transition. That was so beautifully done.
Yeah, in addition to using that kind of soft filter overlay, to kind of give it like that dreamy feel. In addition to the smokiness.
Yeah.
It was very well used.
I also like how like almost nostalgic this song is as well.
Yep.
Kind of refreshing, nostalgic kind of feel. It's definitely nice to hear currently because we're in the middle of winter, and there's a lot of like ballads, R&B coming out.
Yep.
But like, I feel like this week was kind of an exception almost. I mean, we did have quite a few ballads that
we did have a lot
in
of
our
ballads.
lineup. But like, I feel like this week wasn't as much like R&B. It wasn't that much songs in general, I feel.
Yeah, we had like 20 something releases among the four main music channels that I follow.
I mean, fair, better than 60.
Yeah, you got bombarded during December.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So going back to like the nostalgic feel that you're talking about, nostalgic and uplifting, kind of refreshing. That little bit of you're kind of talking about like the person that you're singing about being the gravity, like it's pretty romantic. Overall, like I never really followed VERIVERY. I've checked out this stuff before. Yeah, like it's good.
Yeah,
it's not like I dislike your stuff, but this is the first release that I've really enjoyed.
It really brings a sense of togetherness, and like almost like you want to be closer to people. Obviously, since considering like what's been happening over last year basically, it makes you. It's almost like a yearning of contact with the people you love, whether it be family, friends, significant others. But there's such a distance that it's a yearning of wanting to convey that you matter to people, and that that you want to let them know in some way or form. And I think that kind of feeling that it creates is such a beautiful thing that the members were able to produce for this music video.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people who commented in the comment section. I haven't checked it out myself, but I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people who commented about crying to watching the music video. It is a pretty touching music video. So. I'm not gonna spoil it. You're just gonna have to check it out yourself.
Right. To be honest,
there's one particular scene in there. So.
To be honest, I'm surprised you guys didn't say I was heartless, or that you were surprised that I actually felt something about this music video, considering you guys think I'm a heartless.
Oh no, that's just assumed.
Oh, it's assumed. It's assumed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just your default. Oh.
my default is being a Grinch, like year round.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm surprised you needed me to tell you that.
Mm.
So, yeah. Now, going through the song again, I really enjoyed this. The kind of smokiness in their vocals.
Mm-hmm.
It really did help kind of give that kind of, or I don't know, convey some of the those strange emotions that they're portraying. So very smooth on the deliveries. Overall, it was just such a I don't know, like a heartwarming experience.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I would say probably out of all the music videos, this is probably one of the, well, besides Willow and Quartz, that's probably like one of the biggest surprises for this week for me.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Rather surprised that this, was here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I think that this music video and the song puts these boys on my radar, so
Yeah.
I'll be following them more closely.
Yeah. I mean, since it is self-produced, it very much feels very personal. Very from came from the source of the members. So with it feeling so personal, I can see why, and how personal it is, how well it's like produced, like the quality of it. I can definitely see why it would be on put them on your guys' radar. It is an amazing song.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Absolutely.
Alright.
You guys got anything else for the song?
No. Pretty much said everything I wanted to cover.
All right. Up next we got Willow with "Let's Just Sing," and sing she does. I really enjoyed this one.
It was good.
I think you guys already
I did
knew
as
that.
well. Mm-hmm.
I mean, is anyone really surprised?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. It was really nice to hear. But also like the amount of like refreshing songs we've gotten this week is just nice and different from like what we're used to.
Yes.
As far as the song goes, the intro was very I would say unorthodox.
Really?
I mean, just a simple clap with her kind of singing over it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not very normal inside of this genre. But it's done very well. Because they use that clap to play into the rest of like the background, introing the bass and then introing the rest of the instruments.
It also helps kind of establish like this organic feel of the song.
Yeah.
So,
I would agree.
especially with the instrumentation that they used. I mean, it's got a very jazzy arrangement to it, so it's kind of one of the prominent features of jazz. And especially with like when you go back to like more classic, like 70s, 80s era jazz, where they do like to incorporate a lot of those like organic features, like you mentioned already, like the kind of the hand claps. We'll do hand claps or whistles or maybe like even like a tap dance routine for an intro. So, very very I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's very performance based.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I definitely understand that.
yeah.
I know what
we do see that roots here.
Now I'm trying to figure out the word. Thanks, Jihoon. I'm like.
Yeah, because it almost sounds like this song could be on like Broadway or something similar.
Yep.
Man, so this song, aside from the performance aspects of it, there is a lot of ways to transition this song, and that's what I really like, is because it keeps you almost not knowing where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But they decide just not to transition anywhere. Instead, they modulate up one key.
Like we're perfectly happy where we're at. We'll just stay right here.
Yep. The modulations are really cool actually, because so modulating up one key is very standard, I would guess. Like, it creates a high point in the song.
Right.
And then they decide to modulate a second time, and at that point I was really shocked. I was like, whoa, like I actually don't know where the song is going, you know?
Yeah, and then what's it called again when so because we see this trope a lot, and I've been noticing this a lot as well with recent releases over the past few weeks, where they do a bit of a pause, and then they repeat the chorus again, but in a higher pitch.
I mean, yeah, that's just a modulation.
Like, where they proceed to go higher again as they repeat it. Crescendo. So.
Oh, that's loudness.
Was it? Yeah. Okay. So they incorporated that here to give it like that a much like again kind of like the song itself is kind of refreshing, but they're not only are just like refreshing you, they're bringing you up. They're like really elevating your mood.
Mm-hmm.
So, the song really really did well with that. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I also feel like every time I listen to the song, it just surprises me more.
You discover new aspects to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the fifth listen to this song. So it's like the most listened to song for me this week. And even now it's still like, oh wow, I didn't, it's something new to home in on and enjoy. So
it's like a very uplifting song. But also same with all the other songs. Like so far at this beginning of the year, a lot of the songs that were released in this first week have been very uplifting and but also very relaxing at the same time. Especially coming off of the holidays. It's something that, like, not like super high energy, not super like let's party and bounce around it, but it's like
it's definitely a song for your coffee shop playlist.
And it lets you appreciate the atmosphere of the entire area, and this song just adds another depth, and almost like considering what we've talked about already, it adds a nice break with how different it kind of goes along,
Yep.
So and then
it's a bit.
oh,
music video, you see her fishing.
right.
Like, man, when's the last time any of us have gone fishing?
I have actually never been fishing.
I have.
Yeah, it's relaxing. It's not something you do for excitement, for sure.
Yeah. Imagine playing Blaze from while you're
Quartz.
fishing.
I mean, there are people that do that. I have coworkers that talk about that. Like, they'll just take out a boat, go in the middle of the lake, and they'll play like Metallica or something in the middle while drinking some beers and fishing. You can totally do that. But for me, this is really more of a song that I would rather listen to while fishing.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely it.
So it looks like, from what I understand, this is also her debut.
Is it?
Oh.
Okay.
She's off to a great start. She's under a company called Indian Entertainment. She's been training for about 2 years now. And yeah, so this is her debut, from what I understand. She's posted covers before. I found a channel that's run by Indian, but it doesn't have any of her other MVs on it, which makes me think this is a debut.
Okay.
Well, she's on my lineup of soloists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is an amazing, like, vocally strong song to debut on.
I really can't wait to see what else she releases, because this is an absolutely beautiful song. And
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a style that I enjoy. I was talking to Aura, was it yesterday, about another artist that I really enjoy as well, similar style. So, this is really it for me. So,
yeah.
All right, well, you guys ready to move it on to
the triple release.
The triple release by an artist that we all love.
I don't know. I gotta question Nick on that one.
Oh, he's never gonna let it go.
Oh yeah,
let you live that one
never,
down.
never. But you know,
Well,
he can introduce it if he'd like.
All right, we'll take it away, one of you two.
All right, so this is WOODZ, Chosungan with Horizon Live. This is 3 songs put into one. Trigger, On My Own, and Thanks To. And in an entire 9-minute and 29-second MV.
At the beach.
At the beach,
Right.
yeah. In this weather. But
Well, you know, it gives him the reason to rock this awesome leather jacket.
true, he looks actually decent at it. And more importantly,
He doesn't have a mullet.
no mullet. No mullet.
So, like the relief I saw on your guys' faces that he didn't have the mullet, was hilarious. Like, I don't mind mullets, but you guys seem to really not like mullets.
It just, mullets should not have been brought back.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, right, is of all the songs that like I was expecting to have a mullet in,
This
it
would have
would have been Trigger.
It would have been Trigger.
It would have been Trigger. Because it is very like 70s 80s rock.
Yeah.
So like I would have expected to have a mullet, you know, in that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the early 2000s also, or late 90s, early 2000s also had a revival of that style of rock during that time. So, yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah. Now that you say that, I cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
Him performing that song with a mullet. And, oh
yeah.
not just without a mullet, but imagine if he was also shirtless underneath that jacket, too. With like ripped denim jeans.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You gotta complete
has
the
to,
look,
has
right?
to.
You gotta complete that look.
Yeah. So yeah, I was very intrigued to see that he did not have a mullet this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not expect him to pull out a 70s 80s rock concept like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, I wasn't opposed to it.
Yeah. What was that trend that was in the early or late 90s, early 2000s already, where they would kind of like do a throwback style of rock to like the 70s and the 80s, but then they would also incorporate like a lot of like the, you know, tropes of the era too, of the 90s and 2000s rock. Because you had a lot of that going on here too. Like it definitely would not feel out of place if it was to have released this in like 2001 or something like that.
I was like 4 years old when that happened.
So
I don't remember.
I mean, the only thing you remember is like stuff from your childhood back in the Han Dynasty. So
True.
I am not that old, guys. And I was hoping not to start off at the new year with our first recording of the new year with being called old.
oh yeah, because you know how many New Years have you already seen?
But you're only getting older, so it's just more reason to call you old.
I hate you guys. I lovingly hate you guys.
Yeah. Mhm. You get on me about Chosungan. So
Yeah.
Don't act like this wasn't coming. Man, that guitarist, by the way, is shredding that song.
Bro,
He is destroying that song.
you know, there's so much charisma in the way that guitar is being played. Like that really, like it almost took away my focus from his singing. Cause I'm just like, wow, that guitarist is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I already know Chosungan, but like someone intro me to the guitarist. Like I need to know who that guitarist is.
Yeah, because he's really good. So,
I want more of that guitarist work too.
yep.
Like, and kind of like how the song transitions from how the guitarist is just like shredding to how it was almost like a really lighthearted song from Trigger to On My Own, and then how it transitions to thanks to, like all those transitions.
Oh yeah. Yep.
it was just like almost an emotional roller coaster. I was like, all right, this is like heavy, like almost like anger or whatever, and then it's like then it transfers to, okay, this is kind of happy, joyful, and then then it transfers to thanks to you, almost to like a solemnly song.
Yeah.
Jeez, I cannot use big words anymore.
So another thing I noticed with the song for Trigger,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much exposure to country music. The most recent exposure I got would be from like my coworkers. And I do see some elements of like contemporary country rock here.
Okay.
So especially with the chords used, and like his vocal delivery as well is also in a similar style. So without the the twang. It is a very intriguing song, but man, it's that guitarist.
Back to the guitarist
almost,
again.
He almost steals the show. I'm gonna be honest.
Almost. He gets close.
He gets real close, man.
Yeah. But yeah, like On My Own in general is definitely more like uplifting almost, you know. And I really like that, especially off of Trigger, because it's like pretty much the polar opposite.
Yeah, because Trigger was much more of like a bad boy kind of image.
Yeah.
With the way he was delivering his vocals, and again, he's wearing this, your typical bad boy attire with the leather jacket. But
yep. But yeah. So, and I like that, like, during On My Own, he takes off the leather jacket.
Right. Yep.
Because it's kind of like Trigger is kind of like in the past at this point.
Yep. And even his vocal delivery too has changed, because whereas in Trigger he's almost like a strange, shouty, not screaming, but he's almost kind of shouting the lyrics. As opposed to On My Own, he's much more kind of down on the delivery, much more smoothly with the delivery.
It really,
he's almost whispering at times.
Yeah, it really displays, like, this music video, like, really displays like the different genre talents that he can really fall into, and using the like different things, like basically subtraction is probably the best way to put in terms to try to transition, because we've talked about the amazing guitarist. We don't see him again from in On My Own with Thanks to You. So we
don't see him again, but we still hear him.
Yeah, we still hear him.
But the guitarist is like, the guitarist is like definitely taking a bit more of a back seat after Trigger.
Yeah, after Trigger. But like imagery wise, like they take him away and put more focus.
Yeah, you don't see him at all.
And then as it transitions from On My Own to Thanks To, like Nick said, that taking off of the like leather jacket to almost basically show that he's starting to become softer, like, which very much matches the song. It starts off really hard and then generally like transitions to him being on his own to a much softer version of WOODZ, and I think using that imagery to kind of convey that really is a really good way to use transitions without using effects to transition.
Yep.
Because if you guys notice, this is also a one shot.
Yep.
And so it's so well done.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up next. So.
Beat you to it.
Yep. Now, I would say Thanks To was the perfect song to end it off on, and of the three, that's probably like my favorite.
Same here.
It's like you said, it was almost kind of solemn with the delivery.
Yeah, I like Trigger a little bit more, I think, and I think that's for the rock elements that are inside of it. I think I would have liked Trigger, or I think I would have liked Thanks To more if it incorporated maybe some EDM elements or something like an EDM break. We've heard people doing that in the past. It's just not really, I guess, my vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's much more of a kind of down to earth kind of a feel of the song. And I think if there
Yeah.
more EDM in there, it would just kind of make it more towards like something industrial, I guess.
Yeah, it's the old people vibe. I get it.
Ow.
Yeah.
Don't even try to deny it at this point.
You know, I was going to say this was more of today's episode's vibes, considering like how we started this episode with Blaze and kind of like the artist that we spoke to about before, Willow. Like this music video kind of transitions from Trigger to on my own to thanks to two, and we kind of transferred from we started with Blaze to the DIY to Willow and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, you know, that was a very good transition among all of that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna liken it more to like, you know, Trigger is you start off with a fiery morning.
Blaze.
You know, on my own, you got that's your noon song, and then thanks to is like your evening song. You know, you're kind of winding it down as the day goes on.
Man, but also another thing is like, what an amazing like set of songs to start off like our new year, you know? I mean, technically this was released back in 2020, but like we're talking about it this year, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And like, so for WOODZ, what an amazing way to end 2020, right?
Yep.
Like that was insane. But also on top of that, like it's a great way for us also to start the new year. And if this is gonna be our standard, like the standard quality that we've seen from this week, if this is gonna be our entire week, we're not gonna live to the end.
We're gonna be arguing for hours on end by December of 2021.
Yeah.
Actually,
we're gonna probably throw a couple of punches here and there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. You know, we were barely hanging on to it in December. You know, with all those amazing releases. Young.
Pretty sure we were dead.
Young. Yep.
Slayed us. Absolutely slayed us. So,
everyone but Aura.
well, you know, because we're men of taste. So.
True.
All
right.
right. Yeah. I think it's time moving on.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So, this is a group that myself and Jihoon really love. Or you don't like K-pop, I'm not going to include you. Anyway, this is a group that myself and Jihoon really love. We liked their previous work as well, and their album as well.
Yeah.
So this is WOOZ with their MV, I Don't Miss You.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say, I originally thought this was going to be a really downbeat, more ballady thing based on the title. Based on the title,
Yeah.
right? And then they come out with that intro, and I'm just like, huh? But also the amount of like, it's a faster pace than normal R&B songs, right? But the amount of actual R&B elements in there at the start is insane.
Yep.
Like, I didn't expect WOOZ to really go that like kind of R&B route. But like they're using a very like more known R&B like 808.
Yep.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
But at the same time, they also kind of float in and out of, you know, the pop genre as well, like the straight pop.
Yeah, like it's a lot faster than R&B. It's much more pop.
Yep.
Which, I mean, WOOZ doing pop is kind of a given at this point. But also it's very positive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially like,
what
you know, what do you expect from a title like
I don't
miss you? Like you know, maybe something a lot more negative, I guess. You know,
yeah,
more
like
spicy.
negative, like ballady, like I talked about.
Yeah.
But like it's very positive, and like there's even some EDM elements.
Right. Yep.
But like, man, also this song is very catchy.
It is.
It really is.
This song reminded me of like very early like Twice.
Yeah.
With like how catchy it is, you know. And then that rap breakdown was kind of almost in the vein of Twice as well. So like yeah, definitely reminded me of like early debut, like Twice.
Yeah, without as much dance pop elements, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got like that almost early Twice chaotic imagery as well. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like we've talked about other chaotic MVs with a lot of stuff. It's very busy. But it can also work very well for the MV. Although I still do not understand whatever the brown bunny costume dudes were. That still kind of confused me for this MV. But yeah, the chaos works for the music video.
Now there is a older American song that this reminds me of. Like I think it's like one of the last songs I heard of, like back when I was still kind of keeping track of American pop music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's driving me nuts because I cannot remember what it was. I think it was a boy group actually, like one of the last boy groups that existed or something. So yeah, so I can't remember. I was gonna leave that to Aura to figure it out.
Of course, I don't know what, because I really didn't watch music videos before K-pop. I was mainly, if I was listening to music, I would listen to music. It wasn't until
That's what it wasn't. I haven't seen the music video for the song that I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
It was just I'd only heard the song on the radio or something. But this song kind of has a bit of a older style to it, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
So, even with the way they're dressed too, they kind of have like a bit of a throwback style with their outfits.
So I don't know if it's either my headset or if it might be how I'm listening to it, but it kind of felt slightly muted to me when I was listening to it.
That's probably your headphones.
Yeah, that's probably you.
Okay.
Like we've talked about before, you're using gaming headphones, which usually will amplify the bass and will turn down the very high end, which could make it sound muted almost.
Because comparatively to some of the other releases from this week, this did feel a little bit like muted or maybe a little bit muffled. I don't know. So I'll probably try to listen to it on like different like speakers or something or a headset to try to get a better experience. But yeah,
because I mean it does have a very prominent sub bass in there throughout the song. So like you could probably just be getting like with your headset being focused on the bass, you could probably be putting the focus on that.
It could be.
So.
It could be.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I think WOODZ did really good with this song in general. I really liked at the end where they're giving credits and you just see them just being goofballs.
Yeah.
Like actually, it was really nice to see because you don't see those kind of parts to an MV. I guess you just see kind of the finished product.
Yeah.
And so all those usually get edited out.
And then they'll release like a behind the scenes video.
Yeah.
I think the only time I actually really remember a group that did this was actually Sistar.
Oh boy, that's like way back now, right?
With
that is way
with
back.
Give It To Me. I think it was Give It To Me. Where at the end, they basically just ended the music video and was just like director's cut or just the girls having fun after the recording, and seeing this being done was really nice.
You're a bunch of crackheads.
Yeah. Another thing with the credits is it also kind of reminded me of old Jackie Chan movies, like Rush Hour, where they would put in like cut content into the credits. Yeah. So Oh, go ahead. Go. I already forgot.
I was just gonna say that I was also gonna say that WOOZ is not. I guess they're not unfamiliar with doing a kind of throwback vibe. If we saw their debut, we saw their song titled WOOZ, and that was very throwback as well.
Yeah.
That was more referencing Korean throwback, but definitely still very throwback in general. But one thing I noticed is that how different this song is from WOOZ in general. And I think that goes to show that WOOZ is here for versatility.
Yeah, because
and that I don't think we'll be a group that will settle in on a specific style and just run with that.
Because even their vocal delivery here is different too. Because it's much more. Their vocal delivery feels much more similar to like American pop, from that area. So.
Yeah, and WOOZ was a lot more hip hop, a lot more rap focused. But this didn't have very much rap.
Yeah, it had some rap elements in there. Like you said, it was really more kind of in the R&B and pop realm. So I mean, so it kind of still keeps it within that same family, like hip hop, R&B, like within that realm, but pushing it kind of closer to pop with this one. So.
Yeah, and not as much EDM element in this as WOOZ as well.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely like really shows that they can do, even though they're like a new kind of idol group. It shows that they have the versatility to do whatever they want to do.
I will say, I really enjoyed the music video. It was just fun. You see a little bit of sassiness in there. That kind of sassy fun. So I love it.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry.
Got anything else to say?
Nope. It's just what is our pick of the week, guys?
Oh boy, we're really doing this at the very beginning of the year, aren't we?
All right. Well, I'll go first since for me it's pretty easy. Blaze by Rolling Quartz.
That's no surprise.
Yeah, that. I mean, I had already followed the group and didn't know that they were debuting, and so when I saw this, I was really shocked. Really like the kind of near metal aspects. So.
All right. Or you got yours?
I'm still stuck between two. Do you have yours?
I'm stuck between three.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well then, do I want to cheap out and just use Nick as a pillow, or do
Yeah, go for it. Use Nick as a pillow.
All right. So because Nick already chose Blaze, I am going to go with WOODZ.
Okay.
Now Jihoon's gonna use both of us as a pillow.
I mean, I'm stuck between Very Very Willow and WOOZ at the moment. So.
Oh, okay. So basically,
that's the direction I've been going.
Basically, the two that are the three that we didn't choose.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is such. When was the last time we had a spread like that?
Like literally every song, yeah. It doesn't happen very often.
Not lately. I think it was like that more like earlier last year. Well, like as we got closer to the end of 2020, we were like really like picking a lot of the same stuff. I mean, our last episode of last year, we picked.
We did a double.
We had a double all kill at that.
Oh yeah.
So, I think I'm gonna have to give it to WOOZ on this one. Very Very was so close. So, but yeah, I think it's because of the fun imagery that WOOZ gave. So that's definitely gonna be my pick.
Yeah, mine was just because
so,
it was a triple release. I'm sorry, it was the three, and then Nick already picked Blaze, so it was like okay.
Yep.
Fair.
All right. Well, I guess we're on to our quick shots, guys.
All right.
Guess we'll start with the bad. I mean, this is not going to be really too much of a surprise for anyone who's followed Gugudan. They announced their disbandment as of the 31st of December, so it would have already been over a week by the time this episode released.
Yeah.
I think, for those of us who have followed Gugudan, like myself, it's no surprise because their last actual comeback was in November of 2018. The last group activity that we saw out of them was ISAC for like early 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So not long
Yep.
after they had their comeback. So after that, it was just a couple of solo releases.
Yeah.
So
Yep. It's still sad to see
Yeah.
though,
absolutely.
And you know,
because that means that like all hope of Guggen and having just like this like
One-
miracle comeback just
Yep.
one last
One
hurrah
last
just
hurrah.
isn't gonna happen.
And that for me, that is like the biggest disappointment. Like, you couldn't have at least given us, one final release before, like one final release as your announcement for
Before pulling the plug, yeah.
yeah.
You couldn't even give us that. So upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, we still, hope the best for the girls, in their future endeavors. I know some of them are in, like, I believe I know one of the members is in the Chinese group, the Chinese produce group. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, best of luck to all the members and all that.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, got some better news, I guess, right?
So on slightly brighter news, Stacy, a group that we've talked about before, we did really enjoy their music, has finally announced their fan club name, which is Sweet. It's S-Wit.
It reads like Swith,
Yeah.
like S with, but then in the Hangul it's pronounced sweet, like Merkel's like sweet.
Mm.
So, yeah.
So, congratulations to the fandom name for getting a fan group name and all that.
Yeah.
All right. About
Yeah,
ready to
let's
wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
And all that.
Cool.
All right. Thank you for watching. This has been Isles Day Nation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell icon if you want to know when we upload in the future. We have a Twitter. Make sure you go follow that. We post, or when we post, it goes there as well. We have a Discord. We post when we post MVs of what we might talk about for the next week. We also post when we post episodes up on our YouTube, and we have a Patreon. If you want to consider giving back to the channel and love our content, then make sure you go check that out as well. Thank you to our new Patreon, Daniel. And yeah, we will see you guys later.
Bye.